Hi everybody, thanks for joining us on Into the Dungeon production of The Gods Are Dead. We're going to do things a little differently this time, so bear with me. We have a sponsor message. Since you all clearly like Dungeons and Dragons, and that's why you're here, why don't you check out Penny Dragon Games? They are launching a Kickstarter April 8th at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, featuring 2 5e compatible books, STLs, and more. Created by the people who brought you the Mag of Holding, Eisendore's Vault of Tragic Treasures is laden with magic items of the tragic variety. Most are tragic in origin alone, but others are tragic by nature and to be used at one's own risk. Back to the Kickstarter. Once again, it's going to be April 8th at 9 p.m. is when it starts. We've looked through the content of this Eisendore's Treasures, and believe me, some of these are pretty cool items, and some of them are just kind of fun, just really fun items. So be sure to back the Kickstarter and be one of the first to get Eisendore's Vault of Tragic Treasures, a small mountain of delicious and a small mountain of delicious trimmings. So you can also back them. You can go to bit.ly, so bit.ly/tragic treasure, and that's where you'll be able to find them. Yay! Okay, so now that we have that fun, exciting new adventure completed, I was gonna roll a d4 and see which one of you was gonna do the recap, but we are down a man. Let's just do Matthew. Let's do our Lord of Edge. Again? Oh, did you do it last time?
I did.
No, I thought Marinda did it. No, never mind. Alright, Marinda, you do it this time.
No! Oh, okay.
Believe in you, Marinda.
So, last time around, we woke up on a ship. No idea how we got there. All very confused and wanting to ask questions, but not really able to. And then we got into there's a storm, and a kraken appeared, and he started to attack the ship. We obviously beat the kraken, scared it off at least.
We beat it.
We beat it.
Easy.
Easy mode.
Yeah.
For like level 4. No, 5. We're level 5. What am I doing? What? Yeah. Why am I? It's fine. And then we ended up landing at a black sand beach on an island that was surrounded by fog and all mysterious and spooky like, you know? Just the Lord of Edge's style. There's an arch, and those of us who were able to see it saw a person, and the Lord of Edge, being the one that I believe noticed it first and kind of recognized him, went over and tried to talk to him. The guy said, "It's not your time yet, young one," and the Lord of Edge said, "You bet?" Ready to fight, as he saw more visions play out of these Cthulhu-esque people chasing down more of his people. These elves. Shadow elves. Shadow Kai. And after seeing all of that terror happen again, we woke up in our beds to the sound of someone outside going, "Yo, there's a sandstorm on its way. Be prepared." and talking about, I forgot the other thing that he mentioned.
I got the Lord of Edge got a very stylish and very traditional lower back tattoo.
Oh, that's right. You got a tramp stamp.
No, it's a very stylish and very traditional lower back tattoo.
And that's where I'm gonna cut in. Everybody did wake up that morning, so I didn't kill you in your sleep. Everybody did wake up in the morning. So there are gonna be a few things that could have happened to you as you woke up. So you heard a bell ringing, and just like in any sort of dreamlike situation, you realize that that sound is coming from the real world, and then you hear the crier in the town give a few announcements. Now, some of you might have woken up with a very vivid memory of the smell of sea air. Perhaps you're woke up in a salty cold sweat, or perhaps you have a lot of pain in your lower back. A sunburn stinging sensation in your lower back. And the Lord of Edge was gifted with a tattoo of Shadow Mark. What is it?
It is a Shadow brand tattoo.
Shadow brand tattoo.
Yes, I have a very traditional, very stylish brand on my lower back.
Yes, of course.
Something about this dream has awoken something in our Lord of Edge.
I don't.
Awoken something.
I see.
This is the next day. You all are in your individual rooms. You all are free to express or do what you would like this morning in your tavern / base camp of your guild.
Can I check if there's any sand on me? Because
Yeah.
I remember making sand angels.
Yeah, you can check.
Okay. What check would that be? Perception. Inside of my own body?
Investigation? I don't know.
Investigation. Oh yeah, I'll investigate. That's a +0. Let's do it. Let's do
How
the
hard could
shadow.
it be? It's like checking yourself for
That's a
tiny
10.
ticks. I don't know.
That's what?
A 10. That is a 10.
A 10? You don't really notice sand or anything. You did you do like look around your bed, your cot, and you notice that it's like you kicked the sheets off of yourself, that that your pillow is very askew, almost like off the cot, like you had a very I don't know, you tossed and turned in your sleep. There you go.
Very aggressive sleep.
Yeah, you slept aggressively.
The Lord of Edge has one of his great swords hung on the wall. The other, of course, was in the bed with him.
Wow.
But yeah, he is using it as a full-length mirror due to its mirror finish that it has, and is more or less just staring at his lower back region. He's very confused about where this came from, remembering the dream. Kind of wondering, did everybody else remember that? Was that real for everyone, or was it just real for me?
You look at your tattoo, and it's definitely got a
It's not anybody's name, is it?
no, it's like
Okay,
a
that's good.
triangular
It
motif.
says rabbit hole.
Okay.
Yeah. It's got a triangular motif with the point pointing south.
Into here.
And it's a very, very tribal, very angular type design.
Geometric.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of his aesthetic. That whole
Yeah.
it's
Straight edges.
Many edges, yeah.
Yeah,
Many
there's
edges.
many edges. It is so pointy.
perfect. Yeah, he'll do that for a little bit, then go off to wherever he would normally meet his companions.
Yeah, usually you'll find Genus or Tamara downstairs. Usually Tamara's like going through books and paperwork and all that kind of stuff. Clary is usually behind the bar. So you can definitely head downstairs. It's usually it's not particularly early or late in the day.
Actually, Tamara's a wizard, right? And we know that she is very gifted with...
Give me a history check.
Okay. That is... What is my history? That is a 13.
You do know that Tamara can use magic, but you've never seen her cast more than cantrips and stuff.
Okay.
She usually keeps herself occupied with actually running the guild.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because you guys, even though that you're the star adventurers right now, your guild does also support other adventurers as well.
Yeah. Our lessers, you would say.
Yeah, your lessers, yeah.
Yeah, or the Lord of Edge would say, okay, I'll ask Terry when he gets down. He knows about things, and he's at the right height anyways to, like, really examine it, so...
Oh, God.
Oh, come on, I'm a halfling, not a gnome.
What is Terry doing?
I guess waking up. So I guess this was a pretty intense dream. There was a lot going on. So
It is
he's probably
very
sweating a bit.
vivid.
Yeah.
You could clearly see each other's faces.
Yeah, like I ate something bad before bed. And,
Yeah.
Um,
Could have been a crust of bread.
that's the last time I share food that Scuttles gives me. Possums don't eat like halfling food. So I guess I'll wake up in a sweat, and I've got Scuttles. His tail's wrapped around my arm. I'll go, ah, oh, not again! Oh, and then I start like batting at him, and then he hisses at me, and then runs off for a second until I apologize, and he comes back. And I'll observe my surroundings real quick, make sure I'm not on a boat. I had in the dream, quote unquote dream, Terry had one of those tentacles wrapped around him. Can I check myself for like bruising or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I open up my my leathers and kind of check around my torso region, does everything look like unscathed?
Yeah, you look fine.
Okay. It was that bread. It was that nasty moldy bread.
I don't think you took that much damage, did you?
No.
Yeah. No, you're fine.
So yeah, I'll start making my way downstairs. I wanna make sure that everyone else is all right. Hopefully they didn't get food poisoning.
Yeah, so you can head downstairs. You'll see the Lord of Edge already down there. This morning in particular, though, Walry seems to be preoccupied with something in the back. You can hear dishes, pots, pans, that sort of thing. So he seems to have gotten a late start this morning. Tamara seems to have taken up near a fireplace, and seems to have acquired a new companion. What is Char doing?
After checking herself and kind of like fixing her bed back, because she may be rough and fiery and stuff, she still likes to keep her room clean, at least somewhat. So she'll kind of like fix her bed back, order a little bit something just to be stable.
Mm-hmm.
So she can go berserk out in the real world.
Gotcha.
And she'll head downstairs after like putting on her everyday clothes and armor, or lack thereof, and and just step down and be like, alright, let's go.
Yep, you'll be able to see Terry Tintos and the Lord of Edge, and you're able to see the scene that they've also already seen. Clary is preoccupied in the kitchen, it seems, and Tamara sitting by the fireplace with her new companion.
Are you showing off your new tramp stamp to people?
No.
Okay.
I would say he's acting a little bit aloof, but honestly, how would you tell?
Right.
You know,
Yeah, is he being any different than usual?
It's probably just like a sub phase that he's going through.
Yeah, I think it would be hard to tell, but if we get a loan that he will mention it. But
You said that we have a new guest.
Yes. Terry, you might be particularly interested, and even Lord of Edge. I was gonna say Osire, but your name's not Osire. I was gonna say Lord of Edge. You also might be particularly interested in this companion. It is an adult black cat sitting on the arm of the chair, and Tamara seems to be looking at it and petting it.
Interesting. A cat petting a cat. Cool.
there's no way for us to ask this question without sounding like this could be misconstrued.
Did you have a baby?
Just because I'm a cat, I have to like cats.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking it was black.
Alright, so I guess I am interested. I like all the sort of animal critters we have going on. I'll tell Scuttles to behave, and I'll approach, and I do that thing that you do whenever you approach a wild-ish, but maybe not because it's already being pet animal, and you sort of present your hand underneath, and try to let it smell you.
Give me an animal handling check.
Oh, good. Yeah, I can do that. What is my animal handling? It's a +1, and that comes out to a 5.
Terry, you hand your hand over to this cat to inspect. Unfortunately, you aren't one to wash up in the mornings.
You offend.
So the cat will bend down and give your hand a little sniff, and kind of react to the smell.
Oh no.
And doesn't want to engage with you further at this moment.
Oh, that's fine. I know how to take a hint. All right, I'll wash my hands later. You know what? If I exude such a pungent odor, all right, my smell will eventually become comfortable, right? As long as I stand around the cat. So I'll just do that. I'll wait.
Is Scuttles? You said Scuttles was with you, right?
Yeah.
The cat kind of is taken back by the smell and doesn't want to really let you touch it or anything like that. But when it sees Scuttles, it seems to be staring it down almost. It starts to take almost a predatory like stance
Oh no.
against Scuttles.
You brought a pest to a cat.
It's not being overtly aggressive, but it seems like to be asserting its dominance in some way over Scuttles.
Okay.
Okay.
If I can glean that, I'll go. Oh, Scuttles, that. Don't pick a fight with that. You're like half its size, and I just take Scuttles and I just shove him in my jacket.
Mm-hmm.
I let that be what it will.
I thought I would like to go up.
Okay. You can definitely engage.
Tamara, who's the new friend?
She says, well, it came... it's been hanging around a while, and Clowry finally allowed me to bring it inside. He is called Bet.
Bet?
Bet.
Bet. Bet? Okay. And so, kind of do the same thing, like, here, smell me.
Give me animal handling.
Okay. Oh, it's a +1. Oh, no, it's,
I just feel like Terry's trying to be like real gentle and stuff, and like Char's just like,
Well, that's a 16.
nice.
So
So Char confidently gives her hand to the cat, and the cat seems to acknowledge the confidence that Char is extruding.
Cat doesn't like cowardice.
I was
And
gonna say you gotta be confident.
yeah, and he gives you a little lick.
Oh my god.
You have been blessed by Nine Cat.
I was gonna say, oh my god. The cat's
Uh,
possibly feels like Cat gently scritch under its chin.
Lord, I guess.
It allows you
Yeah.
to.
Can I come
he-
behind him?
Sticks out his chin
Kennedy,
just
like,
slightly. Tamara
Cute.
says, yes, he is a very a proud creature. So, he won't make any trouble, though.
I'm sure.
You'll
Sure
have
do.
to forgive him, Terry. It will take some time for him to acquire a taste for...
For Scuttles? No! Oh, heavens! I'd hope not. Scuttles isn't for eating.
I was going to say acquire a taste for your aesthetic.
Oh, right, yes.
Huh.
It takes a while for everyone to get used to the smell. My weekly bath isn't for another 3 or 4 days.
Perhaps if you did not sleep in refuse, the odor would not be quite so pungent.
It's not trash, it's salvage.
This truly is a marvelous creature. You know, I appreciate a predator as much as anyone, but perhaps we should be off on the day's business.
Oh,
Speaking of, what is the day's business?
what is?
Well, in recent events, it seems that most people have become preoccupied with trying to research the beast in which occupied our town for that one night. So things have been quiet with the library off of commission right now. Many people are coming back into town, and it has made it lively of somewhat. So I would say that unfortunately there are no jobs today, but feel free to enjoy. Maybe a companion or two has come back into town. But feel free to enjoy the day if
Did you-
you like.
Are you saying that Sonny is back from...
I was supposed to
Do,
ask
do you
that.
know where he is?
He is a part of the guided wing, I believe. I believe their guild is helping clean in the cleaning, some of the cleaning efforts.
This
from
is
the-
excellent information. I thank you. We should go somewhere else.
Oh, but Sonny is so nice to be around.
I mean, nice is one word for it. Annoyingly optimistic is another.
Oh,
I think,
yes. That's true. I mean, he's bubbly, I guess you could say.
Perhaps we could go get some sort of meal together. Kind of away from here. In a place that is...
Are you asking us out to breakfast?
Yes. That is what I am doing.
Right. Well,
It will help our bond as a team so that we may be more effective.
I guess.
yeah, whatever you say, man. We can go grab some food.
I mean,
I had a really weird dream last night.
oh, I did too. I knocked my bed off a kilter.
Now you probably just did that. I feel like you make noises all the time in your sleep. You're
Wait, how do you
huge.
know that?
This is kind of a small place, and frankly, you hit the walls sometimes.
Well, sorry. I try not to.
Well, this is actually what I was wanting to discuss with you all. You see, I also had an odd dream. Was there a kraken? And we went to a beach that was the most beautiful place.
Oh, that's the opposite of what I had. I ended up on a beach too, but it was dark and dingy.
Terry, could you look at something for me? I know that you're well versed in the arcane. He'll start taking off his clothes without any.
You can't
Probably
just ask
not
a,
here.
ask a halfling out for breakfast and start taking off your clothes. Forward.
He continues, despite because he
God.
Terry, he'll take off his trench coat, which takes a little bit because of all the zippers, and he will show him the trench coat. This was not here last night.
And it's pretty obvious because of how pale he is that it looks like a fresh wound, like it's kind of raised and it's red. It doesn't look bad or anything, but it is noticeably it looks fresh. Like something has happened in this area, so he's possibly telling the truth that this is new.
I mean, you say that, but it looks like this is an old wound of sorts. It seems pretty recent. Are you sure you didn't just go downstairs for a nightcap and stroll your way across an inking wow, what do you call
Parlor.
it? Thank you. There we go. Just trying to think of an olden word for it, like a tattoo parlor. An inking bar.
A parlor. Just say parlor.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do different words.
Yes, I don't believe I went to an incatorium, Terry.
Thank you. I like that much better. An incatorium. Heck yeah.
I would remember.
So
my memory is as sharp as my blade, which is very sharp.
All right.
Tamara, you are also in my dream. I think maybe we went to all this. Do you remember
that's
this?
kind of embarrassing. You can't just tell that.
She cast some sort of ritual from a book. Did you have the same dream as well?
I saw her too. Was it Black Book?
She says, I don't recall a dream of that nature.
I would like to insight check this cat.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh, that's cool. Pretty good. That is a 16 plus 6. That's 22.
Oh, wow, that is really good. Hold on. Let me open my book.
Actually, now that I mention it, I think Tamara popped up in the dream that I had as well.
I saw her with a book as we were fighting a kraken. It was raining. It was terrible. I didn't like it. I don't like rain. I don't know. Nope.
You don't... I mean, you got 22, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely think she's not... She says she didn't have a dream of that sort, but you don't think she's being honest. She's definitely trying to lie without lying.
Mm-hmm.
Do a white lie.
Well, she's like circling the truth. She's trying not to say the...
What sort of dream did you have, Tamara?
It was like, it was a bit fuzzy for me. It was a lot of...
Rain?
It was wet, yes, and I don't particularly enjoy the wet atmosphere, I guess.
I don't either.
Perhaps it was just too traumatizing for me.
Right, traumatizing, like being attacked by a large beast.
Perhaps. Was it a wet beast?
We fought some sort of giant tentacle
Octopus
monster.
kind of thing.
All of you at once?
I mean, I remember it. I mushed up one of its arms.
It
great.
grabbed Osire, and then me. I was able to get out because of my skill. Osire's shoulder was injured, which
Isn't strange.
that
At all.
seems.
Oh, actually, that happens all the time.
It's too
Well,
often.
Isn't he down right now with a shoulder injury?
He did not mention it, but he did say that he needed to go to the church, and which his God resides. He did need some, I suppose, attention.
Some
Physical therapy.
Perhaps. The events of late have affected him, sorts. When we took him into this guild, we thought that he was quite strong, but it seems that perhaps mentally he's not as.
Whoa,
as
whoa,
what
whoa!
we
You
thought.
take back. Oh, sire is one of the bravest half-orcs I've ever met. He's also the only half-orc I've ever met. But I have to say that, you know, he has a resilience, a fortitude. He defends his friends around him, and that's actually all I care about, frankly.
That is important whenever you're working with a team of people. Protecting each other is very important. Perhaps I spoke too soon.
Well,
He has acquired a strange pendant.
he has.
Oh, has he?
He has. Well, it only
Where did
appeared.
that come from?
It only appeared to be strange when it started glowing green, not too long ago. That's when it seemed weird to me. At least, I mean, he's had it for a while now, but that's just when it started
Oh,
being
please,
weird.
I barely think it's difficult to make things glow, and I'll just grab some sort of accessory on my person, like my belt, and I'll cast light on it really quick.
It is true. It is a simple trick.
Yes, but it was a subtle green glow.
Are you sure that was not just the light reflecting off him?
Right, I mean, that could have just been a white light reflecting against his skin. It was
No,
His
Also-
complexion is quite green.
it is, but no, it was coming from the
Well,
emerald.
and also, why would anyone want to make things brighter? I just don't understand.
For more shadow.
This is a good answer. You are quite wise to me.
all right. Well, I guess I'll have to find out what we want to do with our free time.
I don't like free time.
We could train. Practice our
We
skills.
could, or we
could.
could go to the back of the smithy and see what they've thrown out.
Or I could practice throwing you, Terry.
We
You know, superhero landing.
could, I suppose, go
Once or
to the
twice.
Incatorium and see if somehow I went there and am unaware.
That is an excellent idea.
That too, yeah.
To the Incatorium.
Yep,
So-
exactly.
This city, it is one of those that started off as ruins, and through digging down in the sands, the city's been, and mending spells, stuff like that. There are wizards here. There are those that can use that kind of cantrip. So there are a lot of magical ways the city has been built. So a lot of it's safe as well for the most part. So a lot of people have gathered here, including yourselves, so including your families. So your Incatorium, your marketplace, those types of industries will be in not a less savory part of town, just a rougher part, maybe a less tourist type area. You guys are on a street that's primarily a lot of guild halls, and Clawry just happened to also have his be a bar of some sort.
So we're going right next to like the vape store.
Yeah, you're gonna be in the older section of town.
As soon as we get out of the bar, kind of away, look around, make sure we're not being followed.
Yeah, you don't seem to. Well, actually, give me a check.
I want to make sure I'm not being followed. Make sure Signy's not sneaking up on us.
I have a feeling that
Ugh.
Sunny's not very sneaky, so...
That's true. That's only a 13. My passive is 15 though.
Yeah, with your passive, you actually notice that the black cat seems to not be. It's not being stealthy, but it's not. I mean, if it was trying to be stealthy, it's doing a really bad job. But it's tailing you, but a little bit further back. It seems to be it's trying to appear to be walking in the same direction, but it is odd that every time you turn your head, it's still there. But you're able to get to the Incantorium. So just to describe you guys, the street that the guild halls are on, you have almost a main. It's basically the main road in town, or one of the main roads. You get a direct view of this. How do you describe it? Almost stately type building with white stone. And that's where a lot of the more major guilds are housed. Where you guys are going to be going is off the main road, and you're going to be going down into the city a bit more, where the houses aren't as nice and stuff, and you have more of your rougher parts. Maybe a lot of minotaurs or some of the Yuan-Ti type will be in this part of town, but as you are traveling along, you're gonna end up. It's kind of like on the edge of town. It's not. You guys are in like the middle of the city, and this is kind of on the edge. And as you get close, I was gonna call you Osirian, Lord of Edge. You notice a crowd kind of forming. And for Char and Terry, I need perception checks.
Okay. I was about to ask if I could see... she'd be a little more on edge as soon as she realizes that there's more Yuan-Ti.
Edge, give me a perception check too to see if you can get higher than your passive.
I can.
9.
I got a 17.
9.
So, Char, you do see the crowd. You don't really think anything of it. You're not sure. They're not being particularly loud or anything, but there is a buzz in the crowd. Terry, you notice that the crowd seems to be focused on something in the middle of it. You are on the edge of town, and it seems like everybody's kind of crowded around almost a central point. And then Lord of Edge, you're able to notice that there seems to be somebody in the middle of the crowd calling out. You can't really hear what they're saying over the muffled speech of everyone in the crowd, but you do kind of hear one voice over the others.
Lord Edge will suggest to Char, can you perhaps lift Terry up so that he can see what's going on in the middle of that circle?
I sure can. And she'll be like, Terry, will you let me?
Oh, you even have to ask, and I just raise my arms.
Yeah, and she goes, alright, cool.
Ready?
Just lifts him.
I can't really see you this well. Can you throw me?
You are allowing me to throw you?
Oh yeah, like straight up.
Okay, yeet!
Give me a
Throw them
strength
straight
check.
up. Alright, strength check. That's a 15.
To the moon!
Yeah.
That's a
So
nat
Char
20.
lifts you up and throws you, and she gets you a good amount up into the air. We'll say half of what she rolled, so she gets you almost 7-8 feet up into the air. So Terry, when you get to that vantage point, there seems to be a wagon, kind of not completely encircled in this crowd, and this crowd is maybe like 15 people. They're just enough to kind of block what's going on, but it's 15, 20 people, and there seems to be a wagon in the middle, and there's a few people laying down in this wagon, and you can kind of see a guy. There's like a center, like a donkey type equestrian creature pulling this wagon, and you can see the guy who's calling out to everyone, and you can kind of get that maybe he's asking for assistance.
Oh, okay.
Question is, do we catch Terry?
Give me a dex check.
Okay. I don't want to curse you with that one. Okay. That's an 11.
You catch him.
Okay.
He kind of like slips through your grip, but you're able to keep him from hitting the ground.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, that was kind of fun. Okay, so what I saw over there is there's a person and there's a couple bodies in a cart being pulled by a wagon. People are crowded around, which is wildly irresponsible whenever there's an emergency situation and someone's trying to pull them through on a cart through a city. Perhaps we could try to break it up or something.
Breaking is not normally my strong suit. That seems more like...
Perhaps we should cut back for the cart to get through.
How does policing work around here? Is this something that we might be called on to do, is to keep order? I mean, I guess we did just stop a monster attack, so I feel like maybe we're kind of deputized.
There is a policing type of guild. They deal with matters within the city. Usually any incidents, somebody would try to go and find them. In this part of the city,
There's not any.
Well, there would be, but perhaps the individuals in the crowd have reasons for not getting them straight away.
Okay.
Right, like illegal business. Char's gonna be loud. I have the option to be loud. She's gonna be loud. She's never usually loud, so this is gonna be great.
You gonna charge him?
Maybe not, but she will use produce flame and for flavor just to set both of her fists on fire and kind of force her way through with this fire, making sure people feel the heat so that they like break and move so she can get to these people. And she will be loud if she needs to. And just kind of be like, move it! Get out of my way! Kind of with these
Give me an
flaming
intimidation
fists.
check.
Okay.
I guess Terry and I will kind of try to slip in behind her.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a big fire genasi.
Well, he's a halfling, so don't they have a feature that they can move?
That's true.
That's a 5.
Okay, so the first creature race that you end up coming across in this is just this hulking minotaur, and you come up to him with your fiery fist and you're giving it your all, and he just kind of like goes and blows out one of your fists.
Okay, can I attempt to help?
Oh yeah, you can.
Oh no, you done screwed up. You have no idea who this is. You're a dead man. That's That's terrible. Better run for your life. This is gonna be the last cart you gawk at.
All right, give me another roll, Char.
You heard of giving someone the third degree?
Have you?
She's the one who...
Oh, that was good. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
13. It helped.
Okay, so you've got this halfling who's kind of like your, what do they call it? Your
Like a hype man.
Hype man, yeah. So you got the halfling hype man, and then you have the Lord of Edge standing behind you, and he's like, "Have you ever heard of third
Have
degree?"
you ever heard of the third degree?
And you see the Minotaur kind of stare at the three of you, and take a step back, and because of his size, he kind of moves a couple other people out of the way as well. So you are able to get through the crowd. You can hear one woman in particular saying that the shield needs to be gotten, that this is a matter that they need to take care of, and it seems like a human man is arguing with her that that they don't need to follow any rules. They don't need these type of people in the town. We got enough troubles, that kind of things. Char, give me a history check.
History.
Yes.
Oh, great. Wonderful.
Char read a lot?
Well, with the +0, you would think not, but I just got a 16, so.
Good. You recognize the person on top of the wagon. It is an Earth Ganassi.
Okay, do I recognize it in
Yes.
that way?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
this person is kind of between the two that are arguing and just saying, please, we just need help. We don't want to be trouble. We have people who need medical attention. We just need someone who can help us. Like, he's and it's a much older gentleman, very much older. Like, it's not anyone you're related to.
Yeah.
It's just one of the older Ganassis that you know that somehow seem to make their way to the city with several people that you may
Would
know.
I know his name? Perchance?
Yeah, so this one in particular is Sarah.
Sarah. She's gonna call out to Sarah. She'll be, Sarah! Is that you?
He looks in your direction after a second and is almost surprised, smiling as he sees you, and comes up to you and be like, we made it. We made it here. Has anyone else shown up yet?
No, it's been just me.
And he kind of is a little disappointed that they're the first ones. And he's like, we're not the only ones out. Rivet got so many of us out of that town. There should be at least 4 more wagons.
Oh my god, that's a lot of people. Okay.
And these wagons aren't huge. They probably fit like 6 people pretty comfortably. They seem to try to cram in like 9.
Yeah. That's still a bunch of people for her. She's like, oh
Yeah.
my god. I mean, obviously he's been doing well. Oh my god, what am I doing? And she will turn to the Lord of Edge and Terry and be like, Edge, Terry, this is Sarah, he's from my hometown.
Oh, well, nice to meet you. What are you doing with the bodies?
They're people.
Oh wait. Oh, I thought
They're
they were like injured.
Well, yeah, probably some of them are, right?
And like, are some of them like unconscious? Is it fair to call them bodies?
Possibly, yeah. Some of them
Okay.
are laying down, and you haven't gotten you saw them from above, and you're seeing them from below. So
Right. Yeah, that's fair. I think there's dead people in there. Yeah, well, I think our cleric's off duty right now. But we could take him to the church or the guild, I suppose.
I mean, either would be great. I should probably tell you what. So, I'm gonna check them out. She's
Okay.
like getting awkward between seeing an old face, and she's gonna go check out the other Genasi.
okay. So you're gonna go to the back.
Yes, I am.
So Sarah kind of grabs your arm and says, just stay calm.
Okay. She's like trying to like pat out her hair. It's starting to like light on fire.
The Lord Edge actually snorts a little bit, breaking character.
Laughing
So
at
you're
me,
able to go
Edge?
to the back of the caravan. It does seem like there are like 8 other people in here. They've tried to make as much room. They all seem the worse for wear. It's where you're from. You're not poorly taken care of. Your people do have independence to a degree. You know how long of a journey it is to get to this city from where you are, from where you're from. So if possibly some of them are in a not so great condition, due to lack of water, lack of food, perhaps a similar, if not worse, condition. And you can see some of them are bandaged. Some of them definitely need medical attention. But if you would like to investigate further, I will need an investigation roll or a medicine check.
I'll do medicine. I have a
Okay.
+1 to medicine. I'd rather do medicine.
You're an expert.
No. Not even close.
All I know how to do is cauterize.
I got a 3 on the die, so that's a 4.
Um,
God. Oh, Revan's
they
doing me
do
dirty.
seem hurt, but they're alive, so they can't be that bad.
Yeah. They'll be fine. They're good. Yeah, she'll just like check in on them and be like, okay, there's like 9 in total.
Do you try to talk to any of them directly, or
Probably talk to the most conscious one.
there is a child. There's a few children on here. It's probably why they were able to get a number more than 6 to fit on this wagon. It does seem like older Genasi and young Genasi. Perhaps some of those that are your age may have be on another wagon, or they prioritized.
Elderly and children.
So these are older Genasi and children. So some of there's only one older Genasi besides Sarah that is conscious. There are 2 other that seem unconscious, and 5 kids.
She'll talk to the elder that
Okay.
is conscious.
You don't recognize this one. It's another Earth Genasi. You don't recognize her.
Okay.
But she's a bit older than Sarah is.
All right. Do any of you have open wounds that need to be seen to?
She goes, well, dear, yes, I don't know how to say this. And she, takes the, covering off of one of the ones laying down, and you see your mother.
Mom?
She is alive, but we were attacked by things in the desert, and your mother tried to help protect the children.
Sounds like
She
my
is she is in dire need of attention, of medical attention.
I'll try to clear a path to the main church where all the clerics are. I'll clear a path. I've got this. She'll return back to Terry and Edge and be like, we need a path.
How many people are around us? Is it like a...
It's about 15, not including the people on the cart. It seems a few people have walked off now that the the drama seems to have died down, so some of the drifters have kept drifting.
The Lord of Edge will take... He doesn't have a lot of use for money as a monk. He just got a new sword, so he will take... And Char helped him get it. So he will take 10 gold out of his pouch and hold it up. And then throw it a good distance away.
Dang.
Okay. You definitely get a lot of attention from those who have stayed behind. The older woman seems to be concerned. She's definitely the Karen of the group.
Yes.
She's like, this needs to be reported that they're in the town.
Do you want a gawk or would you like something else?
Are you... What do you have in your hand?
10 gold, which is what he's gonna throw. Probably in kind of spurts.
Persuasion? Won't be very high.
Oh, this will be funny. That's a 15
Yeah, she takes it.
minus 2.
Oh.
13. Yeah.
She takes it.
Yeah.
And walks off. So you have successfully removed the rest of the crowd.
You paid them off.
You paid them off, really.
I mean, I thought really hard about cutting a path, but that seems like the kind of thing that's gonna get us thrown in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if anything...
Char, in return for this favor, I ask you one thing. Should we ever meet my mother, neither of you are allowed to tell her about my tattoo.
You know, I
need you to
won't.
swear a vow of secrecy.
Oh no, I'm ashamed of
Thank
it
you,
too. I would
promise.
never tell.
Char's like, Pinky promise. Harry's like, nah, I'm not telling a word.
Evangel's pinky promise.
I just... but that's still like my mom to help protect the kids.
Perhaps we should take them to the church.
Yep.
So they get
Yeah,
some
we
attention,
should.
and then we can figure out what to do from there. It doesn't seem like they're any threat to the town.
No, they're really not. I'll tell you a bit of the situation when we get out of this area of the town.
Is the
So
cat still
you're
following us?
Then give me a perception check.
Yeah, that's 21.
Yeah. It's just sitting back on across the street from you guys, trying to hide in the shadow, but kind of missed. Like, it was thought it was gonna sit in the shadow, but then the light's just like cutting like from behind it, so it's not actually sitting directly in the shadow.
Yeah, I think I'm edgy enough to do this. I'm gonna teleport behind it and pick it up.
Oh, okay. Give me an animal handling check.
Animal handling? That's 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that it is definitely surprised by someone suddenly picking it up when it thought it was hiding, and it will growl and kind of hiss and try to get out of your grasp. Are you going to try and keep it within your grasp?
Yeah, I'm getting real suspicious now that this thing's following me. So he will keep it in his grasp, if possible.
I mean, contested grapple check.
Do you know how to? Does he know how to hold a cat by like the
The scruff.
Oh.
Scraw.
Yeah.
Would
All
you?
the other cats I know are people.
Oh, that's true.
True.
I'm sure if you've ever seen a
I
tabaxi
rolled a
like kicked out of a
4.
bar or something, like that's probably how they do it.
This cat rolled a 19. So you grab it, you definitely take it by surprise, but its slick black fur is too much. It's too silky smooth. And it
It's
just
too
kind
soft.
of leaps out of your grasp and starts to run off.
Kind of wait to see that again. It's like return to my companions.
Okay.
I think we might have a problem. Tamara was lying to us, and that cat's been following us all day.
Oh, has it really? I haven't even noticed.
I noticed you
noticed
not
nothing.
noticing.
I covered my hands with fish so that would like me more next time we met. It's a shame that you
What
chewed it
kind of
off.
fish?
Tilapia.
Okay. Alright, I mean, appropriate.
That's quite an expensive thing to cover your hands with, since we're in the middle of a desert. But
Yeah. That's why I asked what fish.
you seem to be quite desperate to befriend this feline.
It was dried fish. You know, some people come in keeping it as rations, and when they trade out their goods to the general store, they have some left there. You can find all sorts of stuff.
You've been getting stuff out of the trash again, haven't you?
No.
You used the canned ones that smell like actual garbage, didn't you?
We're gonna make our way to the temples, right?
Avoids. Yeah.
So it depends. So if you're going to take it to another guild, there is a procedure in processing people. There's red tape. You don't think that possibly Tamara or Clary would have issue as long as they aren't taking up residence within a place of business. It just depends. Do you want to do this the legal way? I mean, maybe somebody knows somebody with the guided wing and could ask for assistance.
I mean,
there are procedures in which you could take the procedural way, or you could take kind of like this is an emergency way.
it's kind of, at least for Char, it's kind of an emergency because people could possibly die. There are children and elderly who need to be looked after.
Time for bureaucracy.
So there's
We
no
need
time.
to cut through the red tape.
Yep, exactly.
I take my two great swords and make a scissor motion.
God.
So you can try to see if a guild will help. Not pro bono, but off the books kinda for now. Or you could try to see if there's aid within your home that you can.
Well, we know Osire has a link to the clerics at the main temple here. And
Yes.
And they probably fix his shoulder like every other day, so
yeah.
somebody
So,
knows how to do some sort of healing there. I think.
I would hope.
One might hope. So wherever Osire goes to go through his daily magical therapy sessions for his shoulder, I think that's where
Goes to the
we'd
chiropractor.
wanna.
We take the old people to physical therapy.
Magical physical therapy.
Magical physical therapy.
The physical theratorium.
There we go.
Sure, there is it's one of the nicer places on the main thoroughfare where all the guild halls and stuff are. It's not as big and grand as the one at the end of the street that like the guided wing and stuff takes residence up in, but it is nice. It is still made with like well-crafted materials and stuff. And it's a bit further down, so it's one of the it is a bigger like church where Osire's group of people are more preoccupied with the belief of their god than they are with creating a guild or something. They're dedicated to their god, and there are a lot of like temples and churches and stuff in the city that are like that, so it's not uncommon to see. It's just this one in particular has a fairly larger following, so it's on the main road. So you're able to get there. Sire doesn't seem to be present though when you ask for him.
It's probably busy. Yeah. Does it look like there's any clergy around?
Yes, there are. They are able to assist. It is. I will need something from you guys, either persuasion to try and do this out of the goodness of their hearts, trying to pay them to do this not the registered, the normal way. A trade, something. You'll need to try and persuade them because they are one of the more popular places, so they don't have an opportunity to get away with things like you guys can. They aren't able to fly under the radar as much because they are well known.
Well, my charisma's 6, so I feel real confident that one of the other grab this.
Did
Do
we?
you think we can persuade them to do something useful other than worship their dead deity?
Oh God. Yeah.
As you look around this temple, it is modest in a way. Usually churches will try to collect effigies of proof that their god is real and exists, artifacts of some sort. So you do see a statue. It is not complete. It's striking a pose, or would have been striking a pose. Really the only thing that's left is the torso and legs and a shield, part of a shield by its I don't know, left foot. I could be wrong, could be its right. And there is part of a broken plaque that has some information on it, but the name is Apollo. So that's one of the reasons why they're a little bit more popular, because they have such a concrete proof that
Rock solid evidence?
yes.
Oh God.
That this deity was in fact worshipped, and they'll have other pieces of books, and so a lot of the quests that you guys have done and will do are similar, can be similar in fashion. You usually it won't be so formal, I guess. They won't ask you to go and rescue this delicate artifact, perhaps, unless they want it hush hush. So they'll have pages and stuff like that that'll also reference their deities, and a lot of churches will pay for that type of stuff.
I was gonna ask if at any point we were paid for any of the jobs we did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the first job, let's say you got, was it 30?
Yeah, I had 30 gold for some
Yeah.
reason. So
And then when you brought stuff back, was it 10 and then you got 30? I think that's how it was. You got 10 for the first job, 30 for the second.
Okay.
And
I just paid off the people in the bad part of town. They're probably just gonna go and buy tilapia with it.
Maybe. Okay. I mean, I could try to persuade them, but also kind of pay them to kind
Okay.
of aid in that persuasion.
yes,
Uh,
you can bribe them, yeah.
yeah, I've definitely bribed. Definitely greasing their palms.
So
up
yeah,
a
it'll
bit.
give you advantage on your persuasion check.
Okay. I'll give them 10 golds to.
Quid pro quo is not a sin in this religion. It's
I'll give them 10. It's like 1 gold for each person plus 2 extra. Just to grease their palm. And say these people have been traveling for a very, very far distance and are in need of medical attention. Please.
Right, we have every intention of telling the shields about him, but some people may die on the way, and we couldn't have that sitting on our conscience. I doubt,
Yeah.
you know,
I would like my mother to not die, please.
Give me a roll.
Alright, with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I'm glad I had advantage because one of those was a nat 1.
We kill your mother.
That's a 19.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you're give them this 10 gold. You give them your persuasion. So they say bring them around the back garden. And be quick. Try to be inconspicuous about it.
Okay, try to kind of move the cart off to where it's not very visible and have them help unload people into the back garden. Try to get them back there so they're not have to worry about the cart being back there as well.
So they'll this cleric meets you at the gate, lets you in, and instead of bringing you inside, will actually lay those who need to be laid down amongst the plants in the garden, and will cast a prayer of healing spell. So everybody, let me bring that up real quick. So everybody, they'll probably have to do it. Oh, you can do it as a ritual. Nice. So let's see, 2d8 plus the spell. So it's up to 6 creatures, and they can do it as a ritual. So it will take a little time in order for at least the first one to be done. And then after that, they'll start using spell slots. Unfortunately, this cleric does not have a spell. Whenever you're going through the injured, the kids don't look so bad. They're more hungry and thirsty than anything. One of the other clerics sees kind of what's going on, and we'll start picking things from the garden after the other cleric just says, like, just help. We'll start picking things from the garden, and we'll give the kids some fresh fruit and vegetables to nibble on, and some of the elders and stuff while they're getting healed. Whenever they move your mother and uncover her, you can see that one of her legs is missing. And that's probably why she's not conscious at the moment. But you all are sitting in this garden. The cleric says that until official paperwork and all has been done for the city to know that basically refugees, they assume, have entered the city, that this is about what they can do. Everybody seems pretty good. Everyone seems better than they were when they entered the city. But now you have 9 genasi that are kind of under your care.
Oh Lord. Privet didn't prepare me for this. Ratchet did not prepare me for this. I know. I wanted to punch things too and get some true breakfast.
Just wanted to get free stuff.
Sarah is just thanking you and thanking the clerics for helping, and he tells you again there should be 4 more. We were the last ones out. There should be 4 others. perhaps they turned up in another town or city, but
Probably.
4 wagons or 4 more?
four wagons. So
We
they
were attacked recently. Can you describe what attacked you?
Oh, Char, have you not talked to them about where you came from?
I don't really talk too much about it. I was waiting till I found a group that I kind of trusted enough, and I should have told these guys a little bit sooner, but still pretty new with the group, and I was gonna tell them today. At least something. But did they do this? Did they attack you?
No, Rivet was, he was able to revolt, I guess. He was able to distract us since, we're not even a month away from the next ritual. We couldn't stand it anymore. You were able to get out, and a couple more after you, and we just realized that if we were ever going to get out, that we had to fight for it. So Rivet and some of the younger men, they pulled together their farming tools and what they could get and tried to seize them as we got out. I don't know what is left now, but so many of us were able to escape because of him.
Yeah, he's brilliant when it comes to that. He's okay. Terry, Edge.
Are your people imprisoned?
Not quite.
I mean,
My
it's
home.
a more gentle way to put it.
That's my people. After the calamity, we decided to go to this dormant volcano. Not a lot of other humanoids can really survive there, but we could, and apparently we weren't the only ones. There's a tribe of Yanti that, to quell the volcano, in a sense,
Yes, apparently it's not so dormant. Or at least they believe so.
yeah, they've been sacrificing people. 6 of theirs, 6 of ours. It was, I guess you could say it was kind of a deal for us to be able to even live there, but
I mean, it's not much of a life. We're never able to leave.
yeah, it's not really anything we could do until Rivet came along and started getting people out.
He's a brave man.
Very.
Yes. Twice a year our numbers dwindle greatly. There's not, I mean, we used to be a huge clan, and now nobody.
Char, I don't mean to be insincere, but why haven't you just told Genus about this? He's a man of upstanding moral character. I feel like if people's lives are on the line, I'm not your mother. Nice
No,
to
my mother's
meet
over
her
there.
whenever she wakes up. But it just seems like time is of the essence. I don't know why this is coming to our attention so late.
I was hoping.
I mean, I know you have a lot to think about already. I'm not trying to guilt trip you. I'm just saying that, people's lives hang in the balance. I just thought it would have come up before now.
I know. I thought it would too, but I mean, again, I wanted to find people I could really trust to do that, because I don't like it when people ask too many questions. I really don't.
Right.
So Genius didn't ask too much. I might tell him and Tamara.
I'm not sure we should.
Can I look for that cat?
I was gonna
What?
say, where's the cat when you need
Can I
him?
look for the cat?
Yeah, you can look for the cat.
Yeah.
Would an 18 do it?
It
I see.
would if the cat was there.
Okay. Well, you don't have to tell me. Maybe he's got a better stealth than that. Okay, well, I rolled 18 for looking around for the cat, thinking maybe it's following us around for a reason or something.
It's right behind you, Terry. I'm joking. It's not there. I'm attempting to implement more humor. Apparently, it puts people at ease.
At edge.
An edge.
Yes. I'm trying to keep you on edge.
God. Well, Edge, why not tell them?
Tamara was lying to us.
Maybe
There was something odd about that ritual she was doing in the dream. She knows more than she's telling us.
I don't
and
mean
that
to-
makes me uneasy.
I don't mean to be blunt, but yeah, right? Like we all had the same dream. It was really weird that she wouldn't. She was kind of the odd man out. I didn't think it took
Wait.
Don't you remember
an
in the
artificer
dream,
to figure that out.
that book she was using?
it was black.
Yeah, she probably has it.
Maybe. I mean, it's not like the usual book she uses, though. Remember?
I'm not one to judge someone for wielding the powers of darkness, but
I mean,
I would
not
at
like
least like to know who I'm working with.
Not sure.
I would honestly like her better if she would just tell us that she was
At least-
wielding.
At least tell Genus, because maybe he can help.
I figure Genus already knows. That's why I'm not asking any questions.
Maybe. I'll probably tell Genus that there's some people that need that, and then possibly explain something to him.
Need the resources, can't be too picky. I doubt he'll throw anyone in a volcano, so it will be an
Yeah,
improvement
I
at
mean,
least.
it's already better. Here is already better than home. Where's my father? That's what she realizes after, but she's like, where's my dad?
She just got done telling us that they've been throwing people in a volcano. Then she goes, "Where is my dad?" And I just gonna look down to the ground real quick. Oof. Yeah, that's. He could be anywhere. I bet he was on one of the other carts. One of the other carts.
Where's the throne? Where's that? She'll ask.
Here, it's much more likely that he died on the journey or stoned in the volcano to appease whatever.
Oh my god, Edge! I would hope not. I mean, if anything, he might have stayed back to. He might have stayed back to fight. I mean, my mother's a fighter.
Not anymore, but yes, I believe she was.
She's isn't dead.
Having one less leg
I
will
have
not
6
stop
turrets,
her.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. What's the equivalent
Cease
of
and desist.
what's the equivalent of this campaign's Jesus? Who's the most is it? Would I just say
Apollo.
Apollo in this case?
Dear Apollo.
Yeah, he's got a good bit of followers. The amount of artifacts found referring to him is numerous.
Or you could say just dear gods.
Oh, great! Apollo's ours. How could you? That's offensive.
God.
I apologize. That the truth offends you.
Jesus.
Well, having
I mean,
one less
Apollo.
leg is not gonna freaking slow her down. She's my mother. She gave birth to me. That's not gonna stop her.
I'm sure she will be very well in training other people to fight.
Yeah, I hope so.
She did what she intended. There's no need to. There's no shame in that. She got the people here.
Yeah, she did help that.
There was that offensive, Terry.
What?
Was that offensive?
No, much less offensive. Thank you.
Working on it.
Slowly but surely working on it. Well, she'll look to the clerics. Is it okay if they stay here for a moment while we go talk to our guild about...
They said to be discreet. They can't just leave them in their backyard.
Well, no, them keep an eye, but us go.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can't leave them. That's what leaving them implies, is that they would stay and we would go.
Well,
I'm
they're-
saying that.
They're gonna be here to just heal up a little while we go, not put any more stress on them anymore.
Someone's going to want to be in this garden eventually. Why don't you just load them back on the wagon after any critical injuries have been addressed?
She'll just look to the clerics.
Well, the healing for the most part has done its job. The two that are unconscious, it's a matter of when they wake up is according to their body finishing the healing process, if they ever wake up.
Don't say that.
The cleric says that they can stay in the garden for a time, but if anyone starts asking questions, they'll have to go. Like any other clerics start asking questions, they'll
That's
have
understandable. I guess we can get the unconscious back onto the cart, so they're away. But at least let some of the kids stay. They've been in that cart for a
to.
little.
Okay, those are a little bit easier to make up a white lie about.
Thank you again. Well, assist with the two that are still unconscious and get them back onto the cart before heading out to go talk to Genus.
So this is more or less a straight shot for you guys. You're further down the main thoroughfare towards, not like at the edge of the city, but headed that direction. And so it doesn't take you that much time in order to get back to your guild hall tavern thing.
All right. Can we check if the black cat's here?
Yeah, the black cat would be here. You don't have to check.
Okay.
Once you go inside, it's with Tamara again. But
Tamara.
Tamara seems to be preoccupying herself with her book. It's just a brown leather book that she seems to use as a ledger.
Tamara, I'm glad to see your new companion has made it back. He followed us to the slums. I was worried, so I attempted to grab him, but he fled. He is quite skilled.
Yes, he likes to walk around town, but he seemed very curious about you. You're interesting to him, I guess.
I covered my hands with fish. You think you'll let me touch him now?
It's
Don't
so
put my hands
cool.
towards him.
Give me an animal handling check.
Does that make him hate me or like me? Cover my hands.
I don't know.
Oh, it's a 19 plus 1 unnatural 20.
Okay. So yeah, it seems that this cat probably doesn't get fish very often and is intrigued by this new smell and
Is that
and
canon?
is rubbing his lower jaw on your hand.
Yeah.
Nice.
Getting
Oh.
the scent all on his face.
Well,
So Chloe is still kind of in the back. It's been probably an hour or two. Usually Chloe would be lounging around in the front. But
Is it time for his cat nap, or is that a little bit later?
yeah, a little bit later.
I guess we'll go back and check in on him.
Just Char?
I mean,
Where the edge will go? He's on edge, so he'll follow Char.
So
So he doesn't have to go alone.
I kind of want to hang out with the cat.
okay.
We're making friends. Understandable.
it's wanting to get the scent on its face, so do it.
So You're able to go back into the kitchen. It's not like there's anything restricting you guys from going back. And you see Genus. He seems to be trying to get things like ready for the day. It's just taking him a lot longer than it should. He hasn't. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Use the other dice because that one has not been nice.
Oh,
11.
that is a 23.
So, Char, you've noticed that since that fight in the town, Clary's been kind of on edge a little bit more. His temper seems to be a little bit snappier. He hasn't been too different, but you've just noticed that there seems to be a new level of things bothering him. Lord Edge, with your passive, you've noticed that perhaps maybe it's his. You think maybe it's his age. Could have taken him a little bit longer to heal. He's been favoring one of his paws. So it just seems to be just taking him longer, and frustration, and it's just kind of a mess in the back.
Alright, well then knock as a warning before speaking up.
Mm-hmm.
Genus.
He goes, "What do you want?"
Well, we have some refugees from my hometown that need a place to stay.
You shouldn't have brought them here. You should take them to Shield.
They're not here right now. I'll take them to the Shield, but
Is there a reason why you haven't done that already?
They were
I
injured.
mean,
They required attention.
they were very injured. My mother had one less leg, so we took them to the clerics first.
How many?
9 in total. 9 in total.
You won't be able to fit them all in your room.
I know I won't be able to fit them all in my room. I mean, I'll probably just take them to the Shield, but
They can stay in basement.
in
I like how he's so aggressive. Like, you should have taken them there. They can stay in the basement.
They can sort out their business at a later time, I suppose. But it will
Okay.
need to be sorted.
it will be. It's just going to take time. There were 4 other carts ahead of them that haven't reached here yet.
And how many you say on this one cart?
9. Mostly children and the elderly.
There are no towns around here that we've got a notice about an attack. Where would refugees be coming from?
About a month away, there's I guess you could say, a semi-active volcano where I come from, across the desert, where they were being sacrificed with, alongside a good portion of, essentially the people who were keeping them there, of tribal Yanti.
If I might, Genus, this might not only be an altruistic endeavor. These people have come from a faraway place. They may know things that are out there that might be of interest to the guild, and we may be able to find them before anybody else does.
Good point. They have information to be sold. Perhaps they are...
Of course, we will let everyone else know, but perhaps maybe a little bit later.
Fine. You have convinced me. They may use basement. But still, if there are more to come, you must make sure that these have done their diligence of making sure that the city knows. The shield will not be kind to those who've snuck in and not given this information to them.
Yeah. We will. We'll talk to the shield. Just wanted to make sure they had a safe place first.
Fine. Get down to my kitchen.
You sure you don't need any help?
I got it.
Okay, Genus. Alright. Cool. Just kind of like slowly back out. Don't turn away from him, but just kind of like slowly back up.
What, you think he's gonna like throw a knife at you?
Yes. That's what she's worried about. She's like, he's gonna throw something. I'm just gonna step out.
I have missile deflection. It's fine.
Don't. I'm not very reflexive. Not very dexterous. So backpedal out of there. But yeah, go get the rest of them, bring them over, get them into the basement before going talking to the shield.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, you're definitely able to get everyone down. It does take some effort to get those unconscious down the stairs, but there's enough number that you're able to do it. Tamara seems to be watching, but doesn't stop or engage or anything like that. She's kind of just glancing out the corner of her eye as she's trying to go through her ledger and sort out, it seems, some papers. Maybe she got some requests in. This is pretty typical for her. She'll be sitting at the bar kind of going through all of her paperwork.
Can I just, for like, just walking by, can I glance and maybe catch to see what is in her ledger?
Yeah.
Is this perception?
19.
19.
Okay. So you kind of look. You've probably gotten a glance at this before. It definitely has a... it's kind of broken up in into tables where it'll be jobs in, jobs complete, and like value or negotiated price, that kind of stuff. And it'll have like, it's almost like her own, like a lot of this stuff is done already paperwork wise, but this is her own way of kind of keeping up with it and who's done what, who possibly hasn't made it back, even keeping track of the artifacts and stuff that have been brought back. So it seems pretty account like
Nothing like, 3 wagons of Yanti set for sacrifice plus 500 gold,
No.
nothing like that. Okay,
No.
just making sure.
but you're able to get everybody downstairs with a little rearranging. Some cots are able to be made. Everyone's able to settle in, even though for maybe some of the adults it's a little cramped, but the kids seem to be fine. But everybody's pretty exhausted from the trip and lack of nutrition. So for the most part, you guys had a successful day rescuing a group of refugee Genasi from a month away. Oh, Jesus. So we will actually pick back up on this. It'll be our first to be continued.
Oh my god.
So if you tuned in for this episode, join us again next time in 2 weeks for what happens to the rest of the Genasi. Do they ever make it back? Are the 4 caravans lost? Are these the only survivors? What happened to those left in the city back in Char's hometown? Does Calvary finally snap?
Where's my father?
Where is Char's father?
Oh my god. Where's her mother's leg?
That's what we're going to find, is specifically your mom's leg.
Specifically.
Get everything out.
So thank you all for coming. And before we go, just a little reminder about our Kickstarter. It's not our Kickstarter. It is the Penny Dragon Games Kickstarter that is launching on April 8th at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, featuring 2 5e compatible books, STLs, and more. You can get to them by going bit.ly/tragic treasures. These books, one of them is Eisendore's Vault of Tragic Treasure. It is laden with magic items of the tragic variety, which kind of goes well a little bit with this campaign. We'll see. So some of them are tragic in origin. Some of them have a tragic personality, if you like. So use them at your own risk. But to back the starter, you can be one of the first to have Eisendore's Vault of Tragic Treasures and a small mountain of delicious trimmings. I'd like to thank you all again for coming out. Also, if you want to support us, that's important. If you want to support us, you can go to patreon.com/intothedungeon. You can find more of our content on inthedungeon.com. We have other podcasts that we have done. Once again, patreon.com. We'd like to thank all of our Patreon subscribers so far and all the people who have supported us in our efforts to bring you grand content. I hope you've enjoyed it. We've enjoyed it, and I'd like to thank you for being here on this journey with us. And thank you, and we like you a lot, and
I love you.
I wasn't gonna go that far.
We only
I
like
will take it
you.
that far.
We've only known these people for like 2 months.
You have only known them
Yeah.
for 2 months.
I feel like we've known them forever.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'd like to thank you again for tuning in. Hope you had it as good of a time as we did. We'll see what happens to Char next time.